Well, I would say my main composition teacher at Penn was George Rochberg, the guy that Pfeiffer introduced me. That's why I ended up going to Penn. Because Rochberg's way of teaching was he would say, every week we're going to do a different type of piece. So if we're studying a Mozart sonata, he would say, write a Mozart sonata or a Chopin prelude. And that exercise forces you, to really analyze the music that you're dealing with, and then break it down and try to write your own piece. So we went through a lot of music history that way. By the time I got to Penn, I was more into writing contemporary music, and George Crumb was, one of the greatest, especially at that point. He was very well known for pieces like Ancient Voices of Children or Black Angels. There was a lot of effects that he used, a lot of sonic imagination. And he was a very gentle teacher. He wasn't as, his personality wasn't as strong in that way as somebody like Bernard, who could be very cynical and sarcastic and also really funny. George Crumb was so shy that when he talked to you, he would get red out of embarrassment. And he was a sweetheart. He would look at your music and said, it sounds good. What he really liked to do was sight read, four-hand piano music, which is something that I had gotten into doing. So, we'd sort of look at the music I wrote, everything was cool, and then we would sit and we would play four-hand versions of Beethoven symphonies, Mahler symphonies, because he was a very good pianist. I think a lot of people studied with him and emulated him, especially because he had beautiful calligraphy, if you look at his scores. And, a lot of the sound world that he was into was very different than the jazz world, or even a lot of contemporary music. It had a lot to do with playing inside the piano, or a lot of effects that strings could do. So, that was really what I absorbed from him and his music.